you're watching Them Your People.
She caught our attention. Them your people. Hey!
Them is your people.
Hey, cab drivers, what's up? Them your people.
Go to that living room, go to that family room, go to that rascala. Tell them to come on and sit down with you because you are watching now. Them is your people.
What do you say? What do you say? Welcome to the show today. I'm Mr. Gary, your king of hospitality. Why am I the king of hospitality? Because you said so, and I've got those great hospitality tips for you. The tip for today, your hospitality is clean that house. Spring is sprung. There's no reason for you to sit inside of a dirty house. You know you need to clean that house. So get up and get to cleaning. What do you say? What do you say? We are here at London and Sons today. Don't act like you don't know. You know, with Them Your People, we try to bring you the very best of the very best. And guess what? We got it. Patrick, my man. What's going on?
What's going on? How are you doing?
Oh, my God. I am fine. But I tell you what, I am sitting someplace where everybody would like to be. London and Sons. Wow. How many years, Patrick?
Wow, this would be 51.
51. Now, your people know about chicken. You know one thing, your people know about some chicken.
Yes, sir.
And they say that this is not just chicken, it's something special. What y'all put in this chicken? They sent me to get the recipe, Patrick.
Now, you know, if I tell you, I got to kill you now.
Your people, they'll kill you over some chicken in a minute, won't they? Patrick, let's start from the beginning. Your mom and dad had a vision, right?
Yes, they did.
And the first location was where?
2237 Cass, right across the street from the old Pruitt-Igoe project.
And they was eating chicken back then?
Eating chicken wings back then.
Was they throwing the chicken bones on the ground back then?
Well, you know, I wasn't born, but I'm sure they were.
Let's talk about your dad. Let's talk about your mom. Activists in the community. A lot of people don't know. Your mom was just such a stellar person, always doing everything for the community, her and your dad.
Yes, they always. And people would always reach out to them, and you know, there's so many worthy causes, and you know, they would be approached, and they would just couldn't say no.
Okay.
It was about the community. It was the community that kept us going.
Exactly.
Know?
Okay.
And so they were servants.
Okay.
True
so
servants.
Now you all have had some of these items on the menu for years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know at home your people have tried it, where they'll fry up some chicken and they just get the hot sauce and then they get the ketchup and put it on there. But somehow it just kind of don't turn out right.
It does not. I've tried it. I remember when I went away to school and my buddies and I, we would try to put it together, and I know the recipe.
Okay.
I know, and it's just something about how you do it in this kitchen back here.
Okay.
And it comes out as something special when you do it.
All right.
When you do it right.
So who would have thought to put all this ketchup and hot sauce together on chicken and French fries?
Well, the story goes, and he was down on Cass.
Okay.
And people would always ask for packets of hot sauce and ketchup.
Yes.
You know, to go along with their food. And, you know, he just came up with the idea. He said, hey, well, listen, I'll put it on there for you.
Okay.
And it just went from there. And
Okay.
and there's something about the heat. And, you know, we don't have chicken just sitting around. I mean,
Right.
you know, you got a lot of restaurants, they cook up a gang of chicken, and it's
Right.
just sitting around.
Right.
Our chicken, a lot of times, you know, it's coming right out of the grease, and that's how we prefer to do it.
A lot of people, because they like the chicken and the fries, but I know you all have pork chops. I know you all do the Polish. You all have so many other menu items.
Yeah, back in the 70s, my father, he bought a grill, and, you know, we were almost from Chicago. All my father's people were from Chicago.
Okay.
And we would go there, and there was a place in Chicago, and they called it Jewtown. It was a shopping district. And they would have Polish and pork chop sandwiches just lined up on the grill. They would have onions, you know, just lined up, and you would order a sandwich, and they would load it with onions, and that is where my father got the idea for the Chicago-style Polish and pork chop. Right.
The lizards, the gizzards, the lizards, and the rice and the gravy. I mean, just so much. So your customers have been loyal to you over the years.
They have.
And so you all have a new location.
We do. We're sitting in it now, 1412 Chambers Road. We've been open for a few months now, and I just want to thank St. Louis just for supporting us.
2 locations now.
2 locations.
Is there a third one on the way?
Hey, you know what? You never know.
Well, you know, your people want the inside scoop
yeah,
now.
You never know. Hey, if they say they need us in another part of town, hey,
That's
you
right.
never know. We might come calling.
Now, talk to us about catering. Do you all cater?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. You let us know. We fix large amounts of food for different, you name it, weddings or family reunions. You guys need a lot of chicken. We can hook it up.
Now, Now, when we look at this, because we're looking at onion rings, we're looking at shrimp. I'm just gonna say this to y'all right now. Nah. I know y'all want it. Your people want this. Talk to us about this. Now, see, we gonna put a test to you. Now, is somebody making this? Is this store bought?
Now, this is something that comes from another company.
Okay.
This is not something that we fix ourselves, but
So good. Talk to me about your staff, because they seem to be so polished. And I remember up at Gates Barbecue in Kansas City, they'll say, "How may I help you?"
That's right. That's
okay.
right. That's
now,
right.
when you come here, y'all got a little game y'all play too. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, people love to hear their names called.
Okay.
Some people haven't heard their name called since high school graduation.
Okay. Was that like high school roll call, Dr. Jockenstein?
Oh, you remember that?
Oh, I remember that. Do you remember that?
Oh, man, what's your name?
Oh, Gary boy, what's your school? You City High.
We want to make our customers feel welcome, and it works because, if you have some customers and they come in just for that.
Just to hear their name.
Just to hear their name.
Say my name, say my name.
Say my name,
I
say
know
my
that's
name.
right. Your people want the scoop, because a little birdie told me about something called breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Right here. Just know your people get the scoop. We got the scoop for you. Tell us what's up with the breakfast at London and Sons.
Listen, I'm telling you, we're going to roll it out soon. And we have some waffles that are out of this world. Our breakfast sandwiches are out of sight. And wait till you guys come and try our breakfast. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
I want you to go. Where's the lady with the breakfast? We're going to do just like they do. What's her name?
Amber.
Amber? We see, that's it. This is live, y'all. We can do it just like that. Y'all know how we do it at home when somebody cooking. Amber, girl, come on out here with that breakfast. It's all about it.
Oh, there we go. So now we have 2 breakfast sandwiches. We will have 3 breakfast sandwiches on the menu.
Okay.
But this is our bacon, egg, and cheese roll.
Okay.
This is our sausage, egg, and cheese roll.
Mm-hmm.
You can also get it on toast.
Oh, wow.
And these are waffles.
Yeah.
And we're going to put it with the chicken, and I'm telling you, this is some good eating, folks.
Okay.
This is some good eating.
Okay, well, I tell you what. Them your people know they love them some good eating. I'm going to try it out for you all. We thank you all so much for having us today. Come on up. Act like you know what you know. You know London and Sons is the way to go. And I'm going to let y'all know what's up with the breakfast items real quick.
Hey, now, will that get you up out of the bed in the middle of the night?
Make you not go to bed in the middle of the night. This is delicious. Them your people right here at London and Sons. 2 locations to serve you out here in St. Louis. These are our people.
The Rib Shack, St. Louis's official destination for down-home cooking at its best. Barbecue and soul food, rib tips, turkey ribs, beef ribs, snoot and tripe, yams, mac and cheese, collard greens, just to name a few. Each and every Monday it's Rib Tip Monday. $4.99 rib tip sandwich with complimentary potato salad. Sunday kids eat free all day. It's the Rib Shack, 8642 Natural Bridge. We cater. Call in, drive through, or dine in. See you soon.
What do you say? What do you say? We are with your people, and we are with your people at the bank today. Mr. Richard, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Gary.
Good.
To see you.
It's good to see you. We are here at BMO Harris Bank. And today, we want to sit down with the manager and talk to your people, meaning you, and of course you. Now, your people have some jacked up credit sometimes. Is that right, Mr. Richard?
We do see some people that have some credit challenges, yes, sir.
And you all have a program that's going down now.
We do.
Tell us about it.
All right, Gary, we call it the Credit Builder Program. In today's world, if you want a credit card or if you want to go out and buy a car, if you want to buy a home, that's all, whether or not you get that loan is driven by your credit score. And a lot of people find themselves in a situation where either they've never had credit before or they made a mistake in the past and they've got bad credit. So it's,
Wait a minute. Now, what about your people who made a whole lot of mistakes in the past?
well, again, this is for everybody.
For
We have a program that's called the Credit Builder Program.
Okay.
And the way it works is we basically open up a CD in your name, say for $1,000.
Now, for people, because some of our people don't know what a CD is, because they think,
CD
is that that
is-
thing that plays when you put it in the car?
That is a CD, but we're talking about a certificate of deposit.
Certificate of deposit,
Right.
okay,
So we open up that account in your name,
okay,
and then we basically make you a loan against that. So we don't actually give you the money, you don't give us any money, but what you do is you make monthly payments towards that CD. So the way it works is you pay about $44 a month
okay.
over 24 months,
2 years,
over 2 years,
okay,
and that comes out to about $1,000.
all right.
What we do is we report those payments as a loan payment.
Wow, okay,
So essentially what you're doing is you're saving money. You make that $44 payment, it goes towards your CDs.
okay,
At the end of 2 years, you have a CD at the bank that you cash in.
okay,
So any money that you pay into this loan, you get back.
okay,
So you're saving money essentially is what you're doing.
okay,
We're reporting it as a loan. We report it to the credit bureaus every month.
okay.
And as long as you're making your monthly payments, your credit rating is going to go up.
During the middle of this process, they say, you know what, I want my money. I don't want to go on with it for the rest of the year.
And that happens.
Okay.
Life happens and they find out they can't make that payment.
Okay. So if they come in here and try to get the money back, you let them have the money back, right?
Right.
But that means you also stop.
We stop reporting it
You
as a
understand that?
loan.
So your people can't come in and get the money and say, keep reporting it. It stops there, right?
Right.
Tell us, what is a good credit score?
Well, to qualify for most loans, you're going to need a credit score of at least 620.
Okay,
A good credit score is going to be above 700 nowadays.
okay. Now talk to us about people, because they say when you file for bankruptcy, that helps your credit because you're starting over, you wipe the slate clean.
It helps it in that aspect, but you'll find that most institutions won't make you a loan if you have recently filed a bankruptcy.
Okay,
So you get rid of a lot of your debt by filing bankruptcy, but you will have a hard time finding anyone to loan you money if you filed bankruptcy.
all right. Now we do know that spring has sprung. So
Yes.
that means a lot of people are out looking for houses.
Right.
And so they have to come to the bank to get some money for the house.
Right. And Gary, I'm glad you mentioned that because we have another program
Okay.
for people that
Your
want to buy.
people at the bank know they got a lot of programs, don't they? Go ahead.
This is a program for people who want to purchase a home or refinance a home. So the government has designated certain areas in St. Louis City and St. Louis County as low to moderate income.
Okay.
We have a special program for homes that are located in those census tracts that are designated as low to moderate income. And the way the program works is we can loan up to 97% of the value of the home.
Okay.
So you only need 3% down payment.
Okay.
In addition, for homes that are located in these tracts designated as low to moderate income, we have grants available, anywhere from $1,000 up to $3,000.
Okay.
And a grant is basically gift money.
Oh, wow.
It's money, Harris. Right.
Well, now tell me why the bank, because everybody say the bank don't give you no money, they just want to take your money. So your people want to know, how is it that the bank is giving away this money?
We realize that a lot of people want to own a home, and we want to make it possible for people.
And so do they have to be a customer of the bank to come in to apply for it?
No, but when you
Wow.
get your loan with us, then you become a customer
That's
of the bank.
exactly. Oh, this is Now, see, this is a real bank. Talk to us the difference about a bank versus the credit union.
Well, they're different. Banks are commercial banks, credit unions are credit unions. The biggest difference is credit unions don't have to pay state income tax, where banks do.
Okay.
So credit unions can offer you some things that banks can't because they have lower costs. At BMO Harris, we try and serve the communities in which we're located.
Okay.
So we want to get out and talk to people. We want them to think of us as part of the community. We want them to think of us as their hometown bank.
Now let's talk about some quick myths real quick, because the people want to know. They sent me to ask you. It used to be a long time ago when you heard of a bank being robbed. It was like, wow, my God, somebody robbed the bank. It happened maybe once every 4 or 5 years or something. But the people have just gotten brazen. I mean, you turn on the television almost every day. How does the bank feel about that?
Well, Our utmost concern is for the safety of the employees. So if someone comes in and they want to rob the bank, for the most part, we're going to let them walk out with the money. We don't want our employees to be heroes.
But hold on just one second, because, you know, your people are watching it. Can we come on up to the bank and walk out? But when they walk out, y'all got something for them too, don't you?
We have surveillance systems, and Gary, I'm happy to say that most of the BMO Harris Banks have security guards in their branches every day.
Let's talk about this. Now it's different with banking, because it used to be a time when you could write a check and you had a couple of days.
Right.
And, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 days later, the check will hit the bank. What happens now?
When you bring a check to the bank, it gets scanned typically that same day in the bank. And the image of that check gets transmitted electronically to the other banks, to the Federal Reserve. You might have one day float on a check nowadays if you write a check to someone. Some checks clear the same day.
Right.
So you can't rely on that 2 to 3 to 4 day flow time anymore.
Those days are gone.
Those days are gone. Checks clear very quickly nowadays.
And we love that you have sat down and talked to us to give us an education. And BMO Harris, Mr. Rich, we want you to know you are our people. Mr. Gary, I do hope that you are enjoying the show. And we have to take a pause for the cause for our reality check. And the reality is, if you're feeling down and if you're feeling sad, you're feeling blue, it's all because of you. Look outside your windows. Look and see the sunshine. Get out, get it in, and enjoy it. What do you say? What do you say? I got your people. I got your people. And we are right here at Vintage Vinyl in University City in the Loop with Tom Papa Ray. What do you say? What do you say? Welcome to your people today. Hey, Tom.
Hey, now, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I grew up at Vintage Vinyl. I mean, the CDs. Like here.
You realize how much that ages me.
Okay, well, that's all right. We want to age you because your people love music, so they're aged, okay? So I grew up like in this zone is where I ended up at with the CDs, because that's
Right.
that is what was hot. Now MP3 players now, correct?
Well, you've got the MP3, you've got the vinyl, we got the
vinyl right here.
still got the vinyl. Vinyl's made a big return
The vinyls. Tell me, why do you think the vinyls made such a big return?
because it sounds better.
It sounds better, okay?
You know, MP3s to me, it's sort of like this. If you have a little tiny piece of cheese on a toothpick, technically that's a meal,
Okay.
but it ain't a steak.
Okay, all right. But then what about this? What do we have here, huh?
This is the Boss Vintage.
Okay.
Bobby Bland in the 1950s, song
Okay.
called Little Boy Blue. This was when people were buying their singles not as a download, but as a 7-inch 45.
Okay. And then they got real hip and cool because it was not only, it was an A side and a B side.
Right.
And the way I understand it, they were released with the A side, and the B side was just something to.
Sometimes it was just something thrown on. Sometimes, like with Tyrone Davis, his first big hit was the B side because a DJ in Dallas heard the A side, A Woman Needs to Be Loved, but loved cannot change my mind.
Okay. Talk to us about this thing called vintage vinyl. How did it start? What is it all about?
I met my business partner Lou Prince when I came here to school at Webster College. Later, he was in the music business in Colorado. I was in the music business in Manhattan, but we both wanted to return to St. Louis and open up a record store for the intelligent music lover.
Okay.
Because we knew St. Louis was one of the great music cities in the nation.
That's right.
It runs deep here.
Oh, my.
Whenever I go someplace and somebody finds out I'm from St. Louis, they go, "Oh, you're from St. Louis. That's where Chuck Berry's from. Oh, you're from St. Louis. Miles Davis.
Ike and Tina Turner.
Nelly."
Okay. Well, and you carry all of their music.
And many things beyond that.
Right. Some of those people coming to St. Louis. Let's since you're a music head, obviously, right? And anybody who knows Mr. Gary, your people know I love some music. So let's go. Prince, talk about him.
In my estimation, the greatest single stage performer I've ever seen.
Okay. Now you heard that. Your people heard him say he thinks it's the greatest single stage performer, right? Now, you know, we got a lot of people out there with their beaded jackets on and their gloves talking about Michael Jackson.
Well, you know what Chris Rock said?
What did he say?
Prince won.
All right. Now let's talk a little bit about this revolution that came called the soul music. What happened? Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Well, what happened was blues, soul, and jazz coalesced together, and you had people like Ray Charles and you had people like James Brown bringing this new kind of amalgam of music to the public. I mean, certainly before that, you'd had people such as great balladeers like Billy Exine, and then you had gospel singers such as Sam Cooke, who decided to go secular. So to me, a lot of what soul music was at first was the secularization of what the church had in its music.
And so now gospel music today has a whole different sound to it than it did before.
It's an evolution.
An evolution, okay.
And every generation has its sound, and every generation has the music it identifies with.
Now, the music is not made how it was. Before, the big band sound was always there, the horn section. Now everything it seems computerized.
Well, with the advent of digital technology, and with the fact that now you can make music in your bedroom with a laptop, it's on one hand it's a good thing because it allows a lot of people to have expression in music who would otherwise not have it. To me, the bad part of it is you've got a lot of really mediocre music being made and put out in the atmosphere, and it kind of obscures the people that are really doing something. If you are, let's say, Marvin Gaye reincarnated into the body of an 18-year-old in the county of St. Louis, and you've just written What's Going On, you better put another record out in the next 15 minutes, because that's about how long it's going to take before it's being distributed online for free.
Okay, that's right. Show us what's up with this picture on this way. What do you have there?
My good friend Eric Ingram, who is doing a film on his father, the famous Luther Ingram.
Luther Ingram, okay.
Brought me this, and this is a bit of history. This was when they were doing a movie called Watt Stacks.
Okay.
Here's Luther Ingram.
Luther Ingram.
With one of the greatest soul vocalists of all time, Johnny Taylor.
Johnny Taylor. Not the Johnny Taylor.
Johnny
Shake
Taylor.
It Up, Shake It Down, Disco Lady Johnny Taylor.
Which, by the way, was the biggest hit CBS had for, I think, about 20 years.
Oh, my God.
Sold in the millions. That's
Okay.
Johnny Taylor. This is, of course, the prophet Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes.
And this gentleman here is Dave... brain fart. Cut.
See them, your people.
Dave Porter.
They'll have a brain fart and tell us to cut. Dave
Porter, who was a big songwriter at the Stax label with Isaac Hayes.
And so here, look at this. This is a silver record.
Well, this is for platinum sales.
For platinum sales.
And this was something
Lenny
that
Kravitz.
This was something that the record label sent us in recognition of the fact that Lenny Kravitz had done so well with this release.
Okay.
And from time to time, the labels do send us these sort of tokens of appreciation for artists that we were, instrumental in selling here in St. Louis.
Love is to try to find the mom and pop, the small record stores, but they just seem not to exist anymore. What's wrong?
Well, let's just call it the corporatization of America as a whole.
Okay.
And, when I was in St. Louis in the 70s, Hudson's Record Embassy was a hugely influential record store in the community. I mean,
and
actually, Hudson's Embassy.
Hudson Embassy, right.
And, in fact, they were the people in St. Louis that really had the first wave of hip hop.
Okay.
I mean, they were the people that Sugar Hill really depended on in St. Louis to sell their records. So, Hudson's Embassy was truly the everything you were talking about as far as a mom and pop store. An independent store in the community, servicing and really being a resource for the community.
Do something special to us. We understand that you all have a special album that's coming out that you're all doing.
This is in recognition of a national event called Record Store Day, in which independent record stores such as vintage vinyl in their communities have various labels and artists create limited edition releases that are only sold in independent record stores. We have.
And what day is this going to be?
This will be April 19th.
April 19th.
Saturday.
Saturday, April 19th. And for our viewers, for them, your people, you've got something special for them.
Well,
okay.
Let's see. Where did we put that? Oh, yes.
Okay. Them your people, we try to make sure we get y'all hooked up. We got you hooked up.
Musical exotica right here. This is from an album that we have had out in print since the year 2000. This is a Jamaican album of reggae music that's called dub, which means that the vocals have been stripped away, but it's been remixed. You know, Jamaicans invented the remix.
Okay.
We decided to take the album cover and make it into a picture disc.
Okay.
We only printed 1,000 of these. They've already been pre-ordered by the other stores such as ours around the United States.
Okay.
And I think we're going to offer one of these to your listeners.
What they need to do?
I'm going to leave that to you. I'm just going to make sure that one of those 1,000 are reserved.
That's right.
And you just figure out exactly how we're going to do the sweepstakes.
And well, I tell you what we want to end up doing. My people, I want you all to come to Vintage Vinyl between now and April the 19th. Come right in here on Delmar and let them know that you are their people and tell them you want to put an entry blank form in. And then on April 19th, right? Or should we look at, or you want to go to the end of April? What do you think?
I think we should award it on April 19th on Record Store Day.
On April 19th, then what's going to happen is we're going to do a drawing for them and your people, and you are going to get this, and someone's going to get lucky.
Somebody will.
Somebody will? Okay.
And somebody won't.
Okay. Them your people. Somebody will and somebody won't. We want to thank you so much for taking time out today to educate us, to refamiliarize us with this. And we want you to know vintage vinyl, you all are our people.
I want you to know this too. There's a lot of things in this world that divide people, and we know what those things are. Race divides people, economics divide people, politics divides people. One of the very few things I know that brings people together every time is music, because music is the healing force.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, come on up here to Vintage Vinyl and get your healing force on. Thank you very much.
Have a musical day.
I do hope that you enjoyed the show today. This is Mr. Gary, and I want you to know that now that spring is here, it's time for you to enjoy everything that spring has to offer. But most of all, it's time for you to take a note and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Let them know that you really, really care about them. Take time to go to visit someone in the nursing home. We do know that this is Easter time, and so Jesus really is the reason for the season. So instead of just going and getting the kids together and dressing them up and going to church and making it all about you, make it about somebody else. So in true spirit of Easter, we want to leave you all with the song of the day for the week, and it is, because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Have a great Easter, and we'll see you all back here, not next week, but the week after, because we've got to take a pause for the call.